Now, we've talked about the fabled Northwest Passage before. That is the trade route through the Arctic Circle. But we haven't really mentioned China in the same breath. So let's do that now. This year, Arctic ice reached a record low for a second consecutive winter, which means a Northwest Passage allowing commercial traffic could be possible. It would link the Pacific Ocean on the left through to the Atlantic Ocean, and China thinks it could redefine global trade. Such a route would cut the distance between Eastern Asia and Europe by 4,000 kilometres. China's even published a shipping guide to the route as it tries to lower transportation costs for its trade-dependent economy. But it's not just China which would benefit from this shortcut, so there could be issues with sovereignty of the waters. You could sail, for example, coast to coast in the United States without going through the Panama Canal. The Northwest Passage has been crossed before. The first cargo ship sailed through it in 2013, but it is still untested as a reliable commercial shipping route. There's plenty of potential there for shipwrecks or even damage to the Arctic ecosystem. But ironically, it would be an increase in global warming, which would make the Northwest Passage a more viable and safe shipping route. So that means right now for China, it's about alternatives, new markets, new transit routes. For example, China's ploughing billions into a mega development project in Pakistan, which is expected to bring in about $2.5 trillion in trade over the next decade. Osama bin Javed has the details of this new China-Pakistan economic corridor, followed by The View from Beijing with Florence Louis.
Pakistan wants to turn this historic trade route to China and Central Asia into a gateway for economic revival. Gwadar is one of the world's earliest inhabited coastlines, some estimates dated from 3000 BC.
The CPEC is very important now.
$46 billion worth of investment by the Chinese government is paying for Pakistan's largest development project. The China-Pakistan economic corridor will connect the port of Gwadar in southern Pakistan to northwestern China via roads, railways and pipelines.
The improved environment in Pakistan has created favorable conditions for the China-Pakistan economic corridor. CPEC has become the main platform of all-round cooperation.
Close to 80% of China's oil imports are shipped through the Strait of Malacca. The voyage can take up to 3 months. The corridor through Gwadar will cut the 16,000-kilometre journey to less than 5,000. Cargo will travel through corridors in eastern, central or western Pakistan. Some Pakistani political leaders are accusing the government of ignoring smaller provinces. Security also remains a challenge. Gwadar has been plagued by separatist fighting. The infrastructure development promises to bring jobs, but many people in Balochistan are wary of losing out.
We are not against the project. It's a wrong perception against us. It's our soil and we also want peace and prosperity in this region, but we also want jobs and due share for the poor oppressed people of this area.
Government leaders have promised to listen to Baloch concerns and blame regional rivals for trying to sabotage development.
We are now capable and nobody can challenge us with an external threat. So then internal chaos is being encouraged by the hostile intelligence agencies.
I am a serving officer of the Indian Navy.
Pakistani military commanders say a spy sent to arm and finance separatists and foment activities against the state was recently captured. But unrest in Balochistan has continued for many years. Critics say state neglect has pushed some to take up arms against the Pakistani government. Now the state plans to spend billions of dollars to develop the impoverished region, and local people just want their fair share.
China's huge investment into Pakistan is part of its One Belt, One Road initiative launched in 2013. This mega project aims to connect China with dozens of countries in Asia and Europe via a vast network of roads and railways, oil and gas pipelines, even maritime routes linking ports and terminals. Now, the goal is, of course, to enhance economic cooperation as well as energy security. And one of the main reasons why China is doing this is because of slowing economic growth at home. Chinese companies need new markets to sell their products to. Chinese firms need new projects to invest their capital in. China estimates the One Belt, One Road project will add about $2.5 trillion in trade over the next decade. And then, of course, there's the geopolitical aspect. Political analysts say that China hopes that its investments into infrastructure projects abroad will help make foreign governments more inclined to cooperate with it. thus enhancing its diplomatic leverage abroad. It is economic diplomacy on a grand scale.
And that is our show for this week, but there's more for you online at aljazeera.com/CTC. That'll take you straight to our page with individual reports, links and entire episodes to catch up on. You can also get in touch with us by tweeting me at KamalAJE. Do use the hashtag AJCTC when you do, or just drop us an email. Counting the Cost at aljazeera.net is the address. That is it for this edition of Counting the Cost. I'm Kamal Santamaria from the whole team. Thanks for joining us. The news on Al Jazeera is next.